this is Ryan Lutz here. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to properly break in your Alpha Plus engine. So first step we're going to do today is to make sure your glow plug works properly. So attach it to your igniter, make sure the coils glow red. This one looks good. So now we're going to install the glow plug into the engine. So tilt your car and then install the glow plug. Snug it up tight. And next step, we're going to place it onto the starter box. And make sure that the flywheel rocks back and forth so that the piston's at bottom dead center. Install in the starter box, and next we're going to fuel the fuel tank. Fill it full of fuel. And then we're going to prime the tank to get fuel up to the engine. So what you want to do is you want to pinch the pressure line and flick the fuel tank lid 1, 2, 3 times, whatever it takes to get fuel up to the main speed noodle. So watch it as it goes in. So make sure your box is lined up. Install the igniter. And now the new engine is very tight, and so this one got stuck. So you're going to want to take a flat blade screwdriver and turn the flywheel counterclockwise to unstick it. This is very common with a new engine. So then you're ready to try again. Primed it, and we're ready to fire it up. Temperature-wise after a couple passes. Very smooth pulls. I'm noticing as I pull about a quarter throttle, it's really choking on a lot of fuel. Generally that means that the top end is extremely rich. So I'll bring it in, I'll temp it, see where we're at. A lot of times dictate your temperature, so I'm going to want to clean the top end. It's extremely, rich right now, so I'm going to turn it about a half a turn. Once you get your engine close to your tuning, you'll never turn it down much at a time, but for now, we're trying to get it close. That's alright. We'll do a couple more passes and bring it on in and temp it again. I do my quarter to half pull, I can hear it leaning out a little bit better this time. Bring it in and temp it again. Now we're looking for between 195 and 230 degrees. to 170, so we still have room to lean it out on top. I'll leave the top about 3 hours this time, as we're getting closer. The idle's also really high, so I'm going to reach in or lower the idle by turning it counterclockwise. Passes. Now what I do with the idle, you can kind of turn it really slowly and listen to it as you turn it, as it gives instant feedback for you. Starting to clear out. And you can see as I pull a quarter to half throttle, it's still blowing smoke the entire time, which means it's got enough oil and everything going through it. Bring it in this time and check the temperature, see if we're in our range yet. 185 or so we got a little bit more. I'm going to leave it 2 more hours on top. Now, as you start getting closer, you know you're only going to turn it 1 to 2 hours at a time. There's no need for big turns on the needles. Two or three passes. And here it's starting to come alive a little bit as I get up to about a half throttle. Bring it in again and temp it. We're up to about 195, 196. We're into the range now. Since we're there, I'm going to kind of leave it as I run a couple more passes. It's going to build a little bit more heat yet. For this entire tank, just nice smooth passes. Once you get low on this tank, you're going to turn it off with your foot on the flywheel. And you're going to let it cool down to ambient temperature. You're going to do another tank same exact way. Once you complete the second tank, cool down to ambient temperature, and then you can do like 2 tanks at a time. Turn it off, let it cool down. This is called the heat cycle method. Lets all the piston and sleeve and everything seat really good in the engine for longer longevity. Do one more pass and bring it in, see, make sure I'm still in our temperature range that we're looking for. So we're still really good. Idle's still a little high, so I'm going to lower the idle a little bit by turning the idle counterclockwise. As you do it, you can hear it come down. It's a nice idle. So I'm going to continue doing this. Now if the idle raises more as it breaks in, you can continue to richen it a little bit here and there. Lower the idle. As it breaks in and richens up the engine itself and cools off, you know, you can lean the top another hour or 2 at a time to get back into that temperature range that you're looking for. And you're going to want to do this process of heat cycling, doing 1 or 2 tanks at a time for about 10 tanks. After you complete 10 tanks, you can feel the engine. You're going to turn the flywheel over and see if you can still feel the metal pinch at the top. If it's still mechanical when you turn it, you're going to want to do more tanks of braking. So it's a process, it takes a while, but take your time and you do it right, the engine will reward you with a really long life. So right now, I'm getting low on my first tank, I'm going to turn it off by the flywheel. Turn it over. Put it in the flywheel, turn it off, and make sure it's at bottom dead center. Always got to be there when you turn it off, and it keeps the piston from being stuck at the top and expanding the top of the sleeve, which you don't want. So you make sure that's there, turn it off, let it cool down to ambient temperature again, and then you're ready for the next step. blowing out from top to bottom. Power is minimal. You start to heat it out a little bit. Bring in the mechanic this time around and see what temperature we're running at. Range that we're looking for is about 240 to 270. I'm sure right now we're probably around 180. So bring it in and check it out.
75.
So leave the top 2 hours. The top is generally what dictates your temperature. Like I said, temperature is mostly dictated by your top end. So we'll get the top end close and then we'll get to the bottom. I'm somebody that wants to take it easy, be really easy on the engine. It's probably a pretty close tune. There's still plenty of smoke, it's still plenty rich. For me, I want a little bit more, I want a little bit more performance. I want to get everything out of it that I possibly can. So I'm bringing it in tempted. Assuming we're getting 230 and 240, we should be pretty close to our range now.
220,
a little bit less. So looking for 240 to 270. Lean the top another 2. For this demonstration, I want to show you how to know if your engine is ready to have a race tune put on it. First thing you want to do, after you've done your 10 tanks of braking at a rich setting, is take the engine out of your car, remove the glow plug, and then let it cool down completely. And then you're going to take a torque wrench and set it at between 2.8 and 3.0 kilograms per centimeter. Next, take a torque wrench, insert it into the end of the crankshaft and the screw, and turn it slowly. Now this one turned over. That means it's less than the 2.8 to 3.0 kilograms per centimeter. Thus, this engine is broken in and ready for a race tune. Now say you take your engine, do the same process. And the torque wrench goes off. That means the engine is still too tight. You need to go back and do another 3 tanks of braking, and then repeat this process until it turns over with no issue. And that is how you know if your engine is ready for a race tune. Now we can really start to hear that engine hit that higher RPM range. Back straight. See how we are with slow speed here. Power when I get back on the gas. Still a good smoke coming out at the bottom. Now this, another tune that really probably close to our range. I'm assuming around 340. Should be a really good race tune that's nice and stayed. You don't have to worry about being too lean by any means. Bring it in this time. See where we're at. Now 240 to 270.
235.
235, pretty close. Now, right now we're so close to the range, this could definitely be a good race tune for you. Me, I'm going to try to squeeze every little bit of power out that I can. So, lean the top and bottom 1 hour. Looking pretty good. Again, I'm going to probably try to squeeze a little bit more out of it. Pretty thick too. Should definitely be 240 to 270 range. You know that the bottom end should be a little rich. Clean it out and stop. We're going to count to 10. Now if it takes off and you want it to be nice and crisp but with a good puff of smoke coming out. 7, 8, 9, 10. You see a good stream of smoke coming out from the very bottom all the way to the top there. Bottom end is definitely perfect for my driving. Now if it were to sat there and load it up and die, the bottom end is generally too rich. When you stab it, it's choking for fuel, it doesn't have any. It takes off with wheels spinning like crazy. You know that the bottom end can be a little too lean. So that's just another test. It's not the only test, but something else you can try. In closing, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it not only informative, but also enjoying to watch. If you have any questions further, you can reach 1Alpha Plus at their website. And I hope that you've learned that, taking your time with the break-in is very important. Doing it correctly, if you do so, it'll reward you with a long life for your engine. Also, I hope you've seen in the video that 1Alpha Plus makes great power, and it's great not only for a pro driver to race against the best in the world, but it's also great for a club racer, regional racer, anybody. It's just a great engine. They give awesome power, excellent run times, and they're a joy to race and play and have fun with. So if you have any more questions, you know where to reach us, and thank you so much for watching.